TNT tick, tick, the clock going boom. Fill the airwaves, podcast the room. Voices strong, black queens on the mic, dropping facts, light match, set the night alight. Cause let's talk about it, breaking it wide. Truth cutting deep, no place to hide. Smart and funny, sharp tongues that bloom. TNT explosive in every zoom. Laugh loud, cry harder, lessons in the scheme. Two black queens keeping heads in the beam. Cultural critique, vibes like hear me roar. Stories from the soul, finna lay the whole score. They got the tea, bringing wisdom with the jokes. Ignite conversations that'll humble folks. Built from the ground, brilliant straight raw. Ain't nobody living that they won't unthaw. Cause let's talk about it, tear down gloom. Truth's a grenade that'll light up the room. Clever and raw, voices never assume. TNT making airwaves go kaboom.
Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the podcast, cause let's talk about it with TNT. That's right, baby. Tick, tick, boom.
Yes, how you doing, Miss Tracy?
I'm doing well. It's been a little bit, Tiff. Been a little bit. Let's see. I got, good news, bad news type shit. You know how I am.
Okay.
So, good news is I recently did my very first motivational speech. Yay. Yes, August 30th. I was at the Boss Babe brunch at Royalty Place, and I gave a speech. I'm so happy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
me.
I actually
Yes.
looked at it. It was wonderful. Very inspirational.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then yesterday I was in a little bit of a funk because it's my parents' anniversary. So I had to, get all up in my feelings and feel my feelings. And I'm back and ready to push back. And that's the name of this episode, everybody. Episode 6, Push Back.
Push back.
That's right. How my good sis doing? How you doing?
Man, I am doing all right. I wish I could say I was as busy as you. Actually, no. I'm happy, kind of chilling and relaxing a little bit. I did have, last time we spoke, I know I was getting the kids ready for school. It was actually time for me to get ready for school. So I'm in action, So, I'm spread a little thin, but I'm going to keep tracking because, the name of the game is get to the finish line so I can
That's
start
right.
building my generational wealth and everything. So that's what we're working on.
You ate that down, sister. I mess with that answer. I like that. That's the name of the game. Okay. So we got a bomb ass show for you guys. We worked really hard on this one. We know when we take our little breaks, we got to come back stepping heavy. So that's what we doing. So segment 1 is guess what that stupid motherfucker said. Now y'all know the segment was meant to come at one person, but as y'all can see the theme, we do have individuals, like a group of people, like more than one. But we cool with that because right is right and wrong is wrong.
Exactly.
So with that being said, the segment goes like this. So once again, we have to address how we're being viewed in the community and how the narrative is being written about our people. Okay. We are coming at those that are saying, the people who are saying that Black people should have empathy for racists who have lost their lives. And I want to specify that this is either violently or just natural causes. Okay. Doesn't matter. Loss of life, right? And we are getting slandered, I feel, because we are thought to be not showing enough empathy in these times. And I just want to know what you think, Tiff. What do you think about stupid motherfuckers? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think that it's really weird to me. I always feel like, I don't know if I'm the weirdo or if like the world is the weirdo, because I'm like, how do you, or I should say specific people, right? So how do you force me to care about something I don't care about? You know what I mean? Somebody who didn't have, or people who don't have my better interest at heart, right? They don't care about me. So when they leave this earth, I'm benign to the situation. They didn't add anything to me. If anything, they made it worse. But because I am the person that I am, I don't ever wish death on anybody. Every time I hear a bad horror story of something happening to anybody, You know what I mean? If I'm looking at a video and
Right.
I think this person might twist their ankle, I'm trying to turn right. I don't want bad things to happen to people. But don't force feelings, like, and don't get upset because I feel the way I do, because how many countless times people that actually, didn't wish harm on other people on, say, the other side of whatever opinions there may be. And, y'all curse their families. Y'all, I mean, people did a lot of terrible, horrible things. And I don't,
Yeah.
doesn't mean, one for one, but we're, for the most part, we're staying out of it. Some, certain ignorant people, I shouldn't say, yeah, certain ignorant people going out of their way to express their feelings about something that don't have nothing to do with them. Now that he's gone, certain people are gone. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's my take, sis. What you think?
Wow. Man, listen. So this one, of course, pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like Black people, right? We're always
Mm-hmm.
held to this standard of perfection. We have to either always respond perfectly or everything is wrong, right? There is no happy medium for us. You all actually want us to mourn our oppressors. I'm going to say that one more time. You want us to mourn our oppressors, people who wouldn't spit on us if we were on fire, people who probably set us on fire. You understand me? You want us to muster up all this compassion for them and their families. I feel the most respectful thing that we can do is simply not say anything.
Right.
Like, that's pretty much what a lot of people are doing, but you do have some that are actually celebrating, the loss of life. For me, I'm not addressing it at all. That's why we didn't name drop today, because I don't believe in giving hate a platform. I don't believe giving it a voice so the masses can hear it. I don't believe that. So
We
that's why
know.
we didn't name drop today. Okay, but this is about the narrative that's being written about our people every day. It's getting worse and worse. Like we so heartless because we don't care. How can we care? The nicest thing I can do personally is shut the fuck up about it. Because if
Period.
I were to address this shit, you wouldn't like what the fuck I say about it.
Exactly.
You wouldn't. I promise you wouldn't. So out of the knowing the fact that these people are parents and there are some children today without their parents, that I can muster up enough silent empathy for, meaning that's the best I can do is not go there. That's the best I can offer
Period.
you. But to get up and expect visuals and all these nice press release ass statements, y'all fucking delusional. You're
Mm-hmm.
delusional if you ever think that's gonna be our response is to mourn our oppressors. It ain't gonna fucking happen. So take the silence and be
And
happy
just
with
be
that shit.
happy with it.
Okay,
I hear
so
that, sis.
that's my take on that. Yeah, that one got my goat. That one got my
No.
goat.
Yeah, it was very difficult for me to not keep going on it because I'm like, oh, this could be the whole episode if we wanted to
Yeah,
be.
no, I had to get them though because it's getting bigger. Like
Mm-hmm.
at first it was a Facebook post here or there, and I saw a little news, segment on Channel 7 about it too. But now I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, y'all rolling with this shit. So now we heartless, right? Okay,
Right.
boy, bye.
Yeah. Too much.
Moving on, moving
All
on.
right. Thank you so much, sis. So we are on to this next segment, y'all. Again, this is one of our favorites, right? It is Hood Tales from Work, signed anonymous. Oopsie.
Right.
I think I just started uploading something on the computer. But anyway, yes, Hood Tales signed anonymous. So this one is actually an interesting one. I'm just gonna read it off to you, okay? So,
Okay.
oh, shoot. My thing it just disappeared. I'm gonna read it off of here then. Hold on. All right, so my boss gets angry with me 24/7 and I don't know how to handle it anymore. All right. So this is what the writer says. All right. So the writer says, I feel like important context to note is that I am a young woman with only about a year and a half of experience after graduating from college with a degree in my field. I work for a small but successful company in my town run by one woman with no HR, and I am one of 3 employees. The other 2 employees are either new to the job or related to her. My town only has a few other businesses like this, so there's not so many options for me, because the next commute would end up being about 60 plus minutes away. With all of this being said, this is my situation. Doo-doo. All right, here we go. So it says, I am regularly blamed for things that I haven't done. Sometimes I even get blamed for things that my boss does and messes up and forgot about, that I distinctly remember. When things like this happen, she talks about or talks down to me like I'm a little kid. I keep thorough records of everything, but I do have ADHD. So she often says, you must be remembering it wrong, or that I was distracted and missed something. Even though it upset me, I don't ever say anything because she just deflects and never takes any kind of responsibility for anything. And I can't afford to lose my job. She even sat me down to have a talk about how poor my communication is, and the reason that I have so many problems is because I don't ask enough questions. So now, right now, I'm being blamed for something in a project going wrong because I didn't follow up on an item. However, I was never even told that I had to follow up on this item, so I had no clue that this was my responsibility. She is now harping on the whole, well, if you didn't know, then you should have asked. And this is why we talked about your poor communication. But if I had no idea that this item was even supposed to be on my radar, how was I supposed to even know to ask about it? I just feel like I'm constantly being gaslit and blamed for everything. I feel like I can't quit because I have enough experience to find, or I don't have enough experience to find another job. But right now, my mental health has taken a plunge and I just don't know what to do. We don't have an HR, so I can't go to anyone about this. And I really just need an unbiased third party opinion. How about, or about to, or how to handle this, about how to handle this. How do I approach my day to day work life like this? Do I say anything to her to try to resolve this issue? How do I not let this ruin my love for the industry? I just need help.
Oh, that is
There we
so
go.
like that's a heartbreaker right
Yeah,
there.
it is.
Um, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. So get you some gas money, some Uber money, or find out about the train system because you're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be able to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you just described is alluding to you snapping. You
Mm-hmm.
are going to have to step out your body. Number one, because you have no recourse. You just said there's no ER. Okay, there's no higher
HR.
authority to thank you, because that's what she gonna be at. You see where
Right.
my mind
Period.
went. But thank you, sister. But you have no other place to go to. She's the end all be all. Everybody is her relative. There's no higher power for you to involve. Like it's all, and then she's belittling you as well. So everything is red flag city. Like get out fast before you have to cut the fuck up there because they
Amen.
asking for it. You know what I mean? And these are the types of situations that make people go postal. She's in there taking shots at your condition. You know what I'm saying? Your disability. Like all that shit is wrong, and it's all gonna lead to a bad place. Either it's
Exactly.
going to affect your mental, like you said, it's doing already, but that can get worse, as we well know. Or you
Yep.
gonna go there and you gonna get with her ass. So get out of
Hmm.
there, girl. That is not the only job in the world. You know,
Yep.
get up
Yep.
an hour earlier and get to another town or whatever you got to do. It's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm. I would
What
have
you
to
feel?
say, yes, thank you, sis. The reason why I wanted to do this one because it reminded me so much of like my younger like working life, I should say. Knowing that I need this daggone job is doing what I needed to do.
Right.
And I, especially now that I've, I think I had a young child at the time, I'm trying to keep on, but then the disrespect just kept mounting up and mounting up and mounting up when I realized it was literally affecting me. It affected me mentally, it affected me physically. Like when I tell you, I like shrunk into like a little skeleton before my eyes. I didn't even realize it happened until somebody asked me, was I sick? You know what I mean? Like certain things, people don't understand how they, and I consider myself a strong person, but knowing that I was like, I felt like I was stuck. So just know, and I was never stuck. That was just a mentality that I felt like I had. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was never stuck. And so for a young professional, especially someone, if you have to depend on yourself and you can't do certain things, 60 minutes is not that far away, especially to, start your career off. Like you said, let's figure out that train fare, that bus fare, that Uber money, and then just know
Yeah,
that this is your way out from here on out. Whatever you got to save to make sure that you can keep on trucking until you find that next lily pad to land on and build from. So that's what I would think from that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Your peace of mind is worth the fight. It's worth the fight. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's worth the extra commute
Hmm.
because eventually, like, it just wears you down. It does. So we
Yeah.
rooting for you, girl. We rooting for you.
Yes, we are.
Um,
And you have also learned what you're not going to deal with ever again. So it's always
yeah, set your
something you got
boundaries.
positive out of that. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
there
That's
you
a good
go.
point, Tiff. All right.
Hmm.
So we got segment three. Segment three. We're at three already. We rolling.
Yeah, we
All right. So
rolling.
this is, yeah, agree or disagree. Agree or disagree today. So the question is television the leading cause of violence in today's society? Is that the reason all this violence on TV? What do you say?
Man, sis, this is an easy one. No. I feel like I don't even see. I guess if you could see a correlation, but I feel like TV mimics life. I don't think that that's one of the things that goes the opposite way. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. Sometimes people say, I don't know. I feel like TV tries to mimic life, and that's how we're drawn in. And I don't think, and that's so I think that it's a reflection of the violence that probably we're already used to, because nothing's allowed on TV that you are not able to see in everyday life. I feel as though, at least that's what they try to make it feel like. Whatever you go
Yeah.
outside PG, apparently. So yeah, I think no. My answer is no. I definitely disagree. I don't know what stats or statistics they drew that from, but I've never watched something, on TV, a TV show, and was like, oh, I'm mad. Let me go. I'm in a bad mood.
So for me, I'm gonna say I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a new trend going, don't we? This is the second episode. We done disagreed on some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I do feel like they are turning it up a notch. It goes a little further each time. Yes, I do feel like they are calling on some things that are actually happening, outside your door in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with your point there. But I do feel the envelope continues to get pushed. We see it more in the horror films. You look back at some of the old, even black and white type horror films, think Alfred Hitchcock type shit, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you look today at the Saws and the Conjurings and all that type of shit. Don't tell me you can't see the escalation there. You understand? So I think maybe life is perhaps giving people the permission to go further into that dark place in their head, and then they want to like show this, a representation of it through film or television. But
Right.
yeah, I do think we pushing it. We keep pushing it a little further each time. So
Okay. I actually do see your point just a bit, about pushing that envelope a bit by bit, but I feel like we always in everything it's getting pushed. But what is
yeah, yeah,
influencing what? Yeah.
yep.
But all right, all right.
All right, I'm here for it. All right, Tiff. Say before what you got, girl.
All right, y'all. This is something a little different from me. But I definitely, especially with everything that's going on in the world, I wanted to focus on something that is very positive. So this is Guess Who Popped They Ish. So if you all have not heard of the president of Burkina Faso, I'm gonna show you a little video just real quick of the subject matter and how he popped his stuff. Let me just
We
show
love
you
it
real
when you
quick.
set the scene, sis. Go on, go on.
Let me say. All right, here we go. All right, let's move it on over. Hey sis, did you see it playing? Do you see it playing?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. There we go. All right, so that's just setting a little bit of the scene. Okay, so now I'm going to present to you all just a little bit.
We lost my good sis for a second, so hang in there. She will be back. She got so excited about her clip, she like pushing some extra buttons, so y'all hold fast. Here come my sister. Here come my sister.
My bad. I am so sorry. I have no idea.
That's okay.
All right. So, all All right, so about what's going on in Africa and how they are popping they ish. All right, so we're going to start off by just talking about France is losing friends faster than a baguette goes stale. All right, so West Africa has officially shown Paris the door. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger kicked out French troops, expelled diplomats, and seized gold and uranium mines. All right. Captain Ibrahim Traore, that's the gentleman on the top of that video that we just watched a little bit ago. He's in Burkina Faso, and he even said, "Your soldiers buy our gold, ours now," and that's it. Niger followed with that uranium keeping your lights on. We're keeping the glow right here. So the translation is no more African glow to keep those croissants warm. President Macron. Oh man, I thought I was gonna mess up his name. So President Macron's reaction. He does the classic soap. He's whining and says that Africans should thank France, right? Which is really weird because France is probably anyway. We'll get to that in a second. All right. So, but Africa, they replied, "Thanks, but we'll just thank ourselves while we'll keep our resources to ourselves." So think about it. Deja vu. Haiti did the exact same thing back in 1804. Fought for
Mhm.
freedom and got forced to pay reparations for daring to be independent. Now Africa's pulling the same thing with the same energy. Um, just a little bit, maybe, getting a little bit further with it. And France is the one that's paying the price. When I tell you these French citizens are going broke, and they're losing all types of stuff. The loss in uranium and pure and bruised pride. So meanwhile in France, it's basically like having a midlife crisis. There was on September 10th, right? September 10th. Oh my God, I was gonna try to say this in French, but I'm just gonna say it in English. Block everything. They had a block everything protest. And that's and that's because the block everything protest turned Paris into a dumpster fire. So the highways were jammed, the trains were stopped, trash cans were on fire. And then Macron, the reason why they're doing this is because Macron cut pensions. He trimmed up the holidays, actually, I just found out that he raised the retirement age from 62 to 64, and this is all because of the crisis they're running into with and the African people and the French people said, "No, thank you." So while Africa is celebrating sovereignty, the French are kind of stuck choking on tear gas, and how it went just a little bit. So now
The analogy.
So now across the Atlantic, over home where we are, Black Americans
Mhm.
are watching this chaos unfold while dealing with the you know who shooting, and the reactions are crazy. We actually just talked about it just a little bit ago. But one
Mhm.
of the posts said Africa is repossessing its wealth. Haiti already warned y'all, and Americans still can't regulate a pop gun. Priorities, which is crazy, but on point a little bit. So here's the realness, though, to let Africans
Mhm.
know. Um, we Black Americans, we see it. So we know that the current powers that be are the ones that are actually responsible for the diaspora wars, the slavery, the stolen wealth, the centuries of oppression. We see you, we respect you, and we
Mhm.
support you. So that's the main thing. So the vibe is clear. Africa is rising, proud, and independent. France soaking, burning trash, and clutching stale baguettes. And America stuck on reruns of thoughts and prayers. Black Americans sitting back, popcorn in hand, loving the glow up, and reminding everyone that liberation is contagious. And the colonial powers, they age about as well as last week's croissant. And that is it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I love everything about that. First of all, thank you for leaving the blueprint and showing what can be possible when you are not afraid to be left to your own devices. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
They're not afraid to be left with the resources that they come with. We here in America are so afraid. We so bougie, we so pampered and used to having all these outside amenities that we are letting it keep us oppressed. You know what I mean? Yes, we may have some rough days ahead. Everything, I'm sure, is not perfect there in Africa, but they see hope. It's the hope that they see.
Exactly.
Sovereignty brings about a hopeful mindset. You
Hmm.
understand? When you know, yeah, we may not have this, we may not have access to this, but guess what? We aren't subject to this. We aren't subject to ridicule. We aren't subject to all this extra pain that your help brings
Right.
us. Yeah, you help with this. Yeah, you help with that. But what else do I get?
Hmm.
What heartache comes with your assistance? And now Africa is saying, no, we don't need it. We'd rather suffer. We'd rather go without. We'd rather make do. And I think we need to adopt that same mindset. We'd rather make do with what we have and our culture and our resources, so much so that we're going to show people that we are not going to continue to take the status quo. And
No.
that's what has to happen in order for us to see real change here. So yeah, have the popcorn, watch the show, but take some fucking notes
Period.
as well.
Hmm.
Take some fucking
Exactly.
notes.
Exactly.
So what do you think,
So
sis?
I have to say, I've been watching when President Troy came, they started talking about him a little bit. I kind of was just watching,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit because, what they tell us, I don't know how true it is, but when they tell us about them African leaders and, how they kind of operate. And then I was watching how the one of the military guys and they used a black man talking crazy about these African leaders. And then when you actually do your own research and you're seeing all the stuff that these people are doing, when I tell you they kicked France out, France is on fire right now. They can't. France doesn't have anything. You understand? I think that their electricity runs off of uranium. They got to get that from Africa. So now if you can't get it, you people about to be in the dark, right? Um it's just, and then he's making different factories, like the people are
Listen,
working, huh?
this is what they gonna be doing.
Man, that's it. That's it. And it's like, and then I was just thinking about how people were talking about how, black folks get mad and they tearing up their own shit. But I'm like, y'all tearing up your own shit and y'all don't have no way to replace it because all your money about to be gone. Like it's a whole nother, dimension to that. And it should also
Yes.
show when people sick and tired of being sick and tired, doesn't matter what race they are, they're gonna show up and show out. You know, crash out
The
doesn't go
oppressed
in.
don't stay
There you
oppressed.
go.
Check your history books. The oppressed do not stay oppressed.
Exactly.
Eventually, they rise up to the tyranny.
Hmm.
It happens a time and time again. You can even go all the way back to biblical days. You understand me? Eventually, there is an uprising.
Hmm.
And yeah, when the rabbit got that gun, shit, they look a little
Right.
different.
And that's that.
So,
Yeah.
that was a good
All right.
one. I love when you set the scene, sister.
Oh,
You do. You give a more visual aspect of what's going on and what we're talking about. So I love that. Keep coming with your
okay.
receipts.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you. Yeah,
So
no.
we've arrived to the end of the show, everybody. Yay, yay, yay. We enjoy spending this good time with y'all. So in the interest of keep getting to know us, so y'all can know who's talking to you because we talking about it. This time we want to ask the question, what is your dream vacation spot? Where'd you want to go?
All right. All right. So, not to be complicated or anything, right? I was.
I expect it. What you talking about? I
All
expect
right.
it, sister.
Dad, do I really want to go anywhere in particular? And so at first, okay, so let me just set this up. I know this is supposed to be a quick boom, boom, boom answer, but I just got to tell you. All right.
Shit. Go ahead.
So
Talk about
I've
it.
never been outside the country, right?
Mhm.
And even like the easy vacations, I have not. And that's because I've been, I was before, not anymore, but I was afraid, right? Because I'm like,
Mhm.
everybody risking their lives and their well-beings to get in this motherfucker. How bad is it over there where they coming from? I don't want to go visit nobody else. I see how bad it is here, and y'all risking y'all children's lives and everything to get up in here. So that is why I didn't have a place, but I had to start thinking a little bit deeper, right? And I was like, if, when So I connected it to like, okay, what would I be interested in? I would probably want to do one of those like genealogy tests and figure out, where some of my ancestry came from, and then kind of do a little vacation hop into all those different places. I don't know if that's a fair answer because maybe that's a
Wow, that is a fair answer. It's a real answer.
all right.
And that's letting people get to know you more and more, because that is so your personality. That's why when you like, I'm getting ready to be difficult, like I fucking expect you to be difficult.
Okay.
My sister's gonna think outside the box. You're gonna push all the envelopes, and I love that about you. So
Aw,
never apologize for that
thanks,
shit.
sis.
Yeah.
Now, what about
So
you,
for
girl?
me, let me tell you, I'm so not that philosophical when it comes to having fun. I wish I would have. When you gave your answer, I was low key sitting here like, my vain ass. I just want to go look cute, get some bomb ass pictures with some nice ass backdrops.
There you go.
I always hit the museums when I go anywhere because I do want to learn something. I'm low key a nerd.
There you go.
But yeah, I so didn't factor none of the shit you factored in. I want to go to Italy. I would go to Italy because I feel like it hits all my top shit. It's got the bomb ass shopping. You have architecture, just the art in general. So yeah, all my selfies go bang. Like that's what my brain went. You got Florence, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and all this good stuff. So it's just, I feel like Italy has a lot to offer, and I would do Italy. Yes.
I love it. I love it, sis. I love it. I want to come with you when you go to Italy. I'm gonna try to.
You was girl. I heard it's a lot of walking.
Oh man.
So, girl, you'll be all right. You got long legs. You be okay. All I'm gonna do is like, sis, don't leave me. Don't leave me. My little chunky self coming. Don't leave me.
Shoot. Okay. No, that's gonna be a plan. All right, sis. All right, sis. This has been so beautiful. I love this. It's been a while, and we have to kind of, make it a little more often. We have to get together a little bit more often so we can talk some more. What do you think?
That. Yeah. We still got our shorts coming up. Tell the good people about that.
All right. So I don't even want to tell y'all too much about these shorts and what we about to do with them. But I do want to tell you that they are going to be very entertaining. And they're going to hit some spots, and hopefully y'all can get some chuckles and, some quick, deep thinking moments. But those are going to be, we're going to try to get those out. If not, shoot, I wish we could do it every week, but hopefully every 2 weeks. But if we can get it every week, we're going to try to get our momentum up and keep it going that way. Yep.
Absolutely. This was a fun show. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll be back sooner than later. And you have watched Cuz Let's Talk About It with TNT.
Hey, thank you.
Tick, tick, boom, baby. Hey.
TNT tick, tick, the clock going boom. Feel the airwaves, podcast the room. Voices strong, black queens on the mic, dropping facts, light match, set the night alight. Cause let's talk about it, breaking it wide. Truth cutting deep, no place to hide. Smart and funny, sharp tongues that bloom. TNT explosive in every zoom. Laugh loud, cry harder, lessons in the scheme. Two black queens keeping heads in the beam. Cultural critique, vibes like hear me roar. Stories from the soul, finna lay the whole score. They got the tea, bringing wisdom with the jokes. Ignite conversations that'll humble folks. Built from the ground, brilliant, straight raw. Ain't nobody living that they won't unthaw. Cause let's talk about